Hello and welcome everybody. It's Rose Smith here from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com, and that's my dog barking in the background, of course, because they always start barking or the cats start crying when I'm trying to do YouTube. Okay, that's how it goes. You're here today for weekly Pick a Card. And it's a tarot reading where you simply pick a number between 1 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, first number that pops into your head now. Don't overthink it. If you want to have more than one number, you can. If you have 5 numbers, it'll be pretty confusing. Okay, so let's go to the board now and see what we see. We're looking at card number 1. Have you got your number yet? I've got mine. So card number 1, let's see what comes out, what the universe wants to tell us. I'm going to go with that one. Closing my eyes now, what do I see? I see a ladder, the ladder to success. This is all about evolution, personal evolution. This is about allowing yourself to open, feeling all of your feelings. Look, I know it's difficult at the moment. There's so many hooks in social media trying to hook you in, and me too. I had a lot of visions last night when I went to bed after being on Facebook. Oh my God, it was just horrific. So, walk away sometimes. Sometimes it's just too much and you don't want to get hooked in. That's a little mantra you can say every day to yourself, is something like, I release all hooks, from my emotional, physical, mental and spiritual bodies, because people will just say anything to get those views. It's just gone a bit crazy now, but anyway, we'll persevere, staying positive, onwards and upwards. But I see this ladder, and sometimes we go into these sort of situations so that we can learn what we don't want, and that is part of the evolution of consciousness. Okay, this is about your money, the 2 of Pentacles, and the evolution of your consciousness could be intimately tied up with your financial beliefs, your beliefs about money. Do you deserve to have it? What do you have to do to get it? Really, I've been poor and I've been wealthy, and I didn't enjoy the poor part, I can tell you. And so what I have realized is that money's not worth it if you have to sell your soul for a peanut. So it's great to make money, but make money doing something that is in alignment with your soul. This could give you some energy this week where money comes your way. You may not even be expecting it. And it could also be about your possessions as well. So do be cautious with your possessions. But this is basically a positive card around finances and possessions and physical type things. And so it's a change for the better. Maybe you see a new way of making money, or maybe you see some ways on how to save money. Okay, but your thoughts this week, if you pick card number 1, we'll go over to the financial area, financial activities. Card number 2, let's see what we see for card number 2. And they're all jumping out there. Let's go with that. All right, closing my eyes now. What do I see for card number 2? Okay, this is a sort of the same type of theme, but it's about you taking action steps. It's not just sort of thinking about it. There's steps to be taken. The first couple of steps, 2 or 3 steps, require some effort and some energy, but then the steps all turn into an escalator and they just carry you along and you're on for the ride. So you could get involved with something which seems like a little bit of effort is required, but then it gets easier. Okay, card number 2. All right, so we have the Justice card. This is about natural justice, natural, L-O-R-E, not L-A-W. It's not human law, it's natural law, L-O-R-E. action to be taken here. Some of you may have some legal matters or potential legal matters where you do have to take steps. And if there's a lawyer involved, he will then take the carriage of your matter and you'll just be swept along for the ride, because obviously lawyers are very expensive and they're always looking for work. So a sword here, which is about cutting, analysing and dissecting. That means making decisions in your mind. And there's also this thing about weighing up the evidence in front of you, but you don't have all of the facts because you're blind in some way. The good news is there is an owl on your shoulder that is whispering to you, telling you what to do if you pick card number 2. Feet on the ground, sitting on a throne is about being practical and being realistic. If you have a legal matter, you may receive an offer where you will have to compromise. It won't be exactly what you want, but do weigh it up carefully, okay? So justice. Some of you, if it's not a legal matter, some of you may find karma coming to pay you a visit. It can be positive. Sometimes karma brings you a gift, okay? Karma is not a negative word, okay? And it can bring you gifts from the past where it's time to redeem you, things that you've done in the past that have stood you in good stead, and then karma says, hey, here you go, here's a bit of a gift. All right, card number 3. Let's see what we get. Card number 3. No, I've got to look for the right one. I'm going with that one. It's got more energy. Closing my eyes now, what do I see? I see flowers. Generally means happiness. I see yellow, bright yellow. That's like bright yellow flowers. That's about self-esteem, confidence, achievement, goal-oriented behaviour, fatherhood figures, authority figures, but they're helping you. Okay, they're actually doing something right for a change. Sometimes authority figures, we don't agree with them, and we don't agree with what they're doing. And but this time I see, if you pick card number 3, that they're out to help you. Okay, this is the 6 of Pentacles, again about money. Money coming to you this week, but money also going out. You have to weigh up, see the scales there? You have to weigh up how much money you give and to who. Okay, so you could be juggling finances, but there is money coming in. And there's plenty of people here with their hands out. So you have to decide who you give the money to. Be a bit cautious. But this is basically a good card. So the blue is about self-expression. And, if you're giving money to people, you may do it on your terms. You might decide on, which way you want to do it, for example. Let's look at card number 4. That was my card, by the way. Card number 4 for the week commencing 11th of May 2020. Card number 4, just going with that one. Closing my eyes now, what do I see for card number 4? A door opening. It's an old wooden door with gold, hinges. They're not gold, they're brass actually, is what I'm trying to say. Brass hinges, really big hinges, and this is like a door from like a few hundred years ago. So a door to the past is opening up, and we see the 7 of Cups. This is about standing your ground, putting in some firm boundaries, okay? Sometimes you have to say no. It's easy, really, once you get used to it. I say no all the time, just ask my husband. But for some people, saying no is hard. So you can practice saying no. Start on a teddy bear. I'm serious. Some people cannot say no. Start on a teddy bear, then graduate to cats, because cats will really test your ability to be firm about your boundaries. So when you say no, a cat just doesn't automatically listen to you. Then you can graduate to people. But set your boundaries. It doesn't necessarily mean conflict. Some people, like in the traditional Rider-Waite decks, some people might see conflict. It doesn't necessarily mean that. You don't need to have an argument about it. You just say no, okay? Just be firm. Don't let other people treat you like a doormat. You don't need to do that. There's all sorts of things in these little cups up here. There's an angel up here. There's a mask here. If you're wearing a mask, which is like a role, just remember, that's fine. That's okay. But just remember, you are not your mask. You are not the role that you play. Yes, sure, you might be a mother, you might be a nurse, your job, whatever it is. You might be a sister, you might be a brother, you might be a wife, whatever role you want to play. But that is not who you are, because you are actually an immortal, infinite being who lives forever. And in this lifetime, we are all playing roles. I'm playing the role of a psychic at the moment, for example, or a tarot card reader. And sometimes I play the role of an astrologer. And sometimes I play the role of a spiritual healer. And that's what we all do. But that's, even though it's part of me, it's not the sum total, okay? There's a little sort of dragon down here in the cup giving you a lot of, dragon type energy. So there's intuition sort of wound up in even in that. There's some angel's wings, I think they are just there. Let me have a look. All sorts of little things in the cups. So be yourself and be respectful of your own space and your own boundaries. If you've picked card number 4 this week. Now, let's have a look at card number 5. Card number 5 is alive. And see what we come up. I'm going to go with that one back there, that one there. And closing my eyes now, what do I see for the week commencing 11th of May 2020? I'm walking through a doorway, okay, and it's like I've been in a dark room and I'm walking into the light. And this is a bit like an initiation of sorts, because as I walk through the doorway, there's sort of like this magical frame around the door, and I'm stepping from one reality into another reality, which the second reality has got more light, so it's got more insight. Okay, so I can see where I'm going much better than where I've been. So there's an improvement there. And we come up with the 2 of Wands. Okay. You may have been feeling boxed in. Maybe it was isolation and now things are lifting, because here's a gap in the stone wall that was keeping you fenced into some sort of reality, and you can just step out of there and go into a new reality, okay? So this could be to do with being in isolation, but more likely it's about how you feel restricted in yourself. You could be in isolation for years. I mean, look at Nelson Mandela. He spent 27 years, I think it was, in jail. And he gained his freedom through his spirit. And then he set about changing his physical world of being in that jail cell, and he was eventually released. And so whether you're sitting in your home or not, freedom is really what you have inside you. It's not about what goes on outside you, okay? Action to be taken. She's dressed in blue. See that red there? Action. She's dressed in blue, which is about expressing her true beliefs. She's got a smudge stick here for cleaning, okay? And this is a good time for you to be cleansing yourself and your environment. Perhaps you want to meditate in order to let things go. She's got a balloon here with a picture of the world on. The balloon, which is like being in spirit and looking down at the big picture of the world. 2s can also be about relationships in numerology, and they can be also about finances again. And that's if you've picked card number 5. Okay, so we've got Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, Justice, 6 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, and 2 of Wands. So not No major, only one major arcana there, because justice is a major arcana. So a sort of a spread across the board there. Okay, so I'll just close my eyes so I can summarize the week for you and see what we're coming up with. I've got clouds in the sky that I can see, but they're blowing away quickly. Sometimes clouds represent, emotions where you might be feeling down, feeling a bit depressed, or feeling a bit flat, not having a lot of energy, but they're blowing away. I can also see like necklaces of crystals, particularly amethyst. Okay, so if you've got some amethyst crystals, pull those out. You can put them under your pillow or put them in your workspace for when you're working, and that sort of thing would be helpful as well. And now I see it's like spirit putting a gold necklace on the throat. So it's a big focus on expression this week, you expressing yourself. I see some people with their hands out with gold rings, and I do feel that is about money, asking for money or waiting for money to come in. And now I see a path which is quite straight and pleasant to walk along. So you might have been through a lot lately, but there does seem to be an improvement this week, and that you can actually make some progress in life. Okay, well, I hope that's helpful to you. Thanks so much for listening. Please give this video a like. I would really appreciate that. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that in the past, and don't forget to click the notification bell so that you're notified of updates and when I do my videos. I'll be doing the retrograde asteroids next, and then I'll start the horoscopes. Okay then, have a wonderful month, and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.